Welcome to your Daily 5 for Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. I watched the recently released 6 or 7 minute long gameplay trailer for the new Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I gotta tell you, having watched that, this is probably... I almost don't want to be as excited for this game as I am, but this does look like they are going back to the original formula of the first couple or 2 or 3 Assassin's Creed games, because watching this, if I didn't know what it was, if this had been leaked somewhere and somebody had said, oh, I found this leaked footage, I don't know what it is, I might have believed it. Obviously, the names and everything kind of indicate that it isn't, but you could think that this might be a remastered version of the first game. It looks spectacular. It is really hard to overstate how much the gameplay trailer took me from, genuinely interested to really excited. Like, really excited that this is going to be a game that feels far more similar to the first couple games than it did to the last few. And this is being said by somebody who really enjoyed Origins. I like Origins a lot, but it was at the end of kind of where I wanted AC to divert from what it was. I really felt like at that point the stealth mechanics were almost out the window. It was just not really a priority anymore. And while the game was still fun, of course, much of it because I thought the story was actually pretty well told and the Egyptian setting was really interesting. But, Odyssey, as I've said multiple times, I gave it a couple hours maybe, and I gave right up on it. Zero interest in Valhalla, just didn't care at all. Nothing about that seemed appealing to me. And I really missed the kind of more stripped down stealth gameplay that the first game had. And this gameplay trailer certainly seems completely set up to make you remember what those early games did. They even show the thing where the character walks into the middle of people talking and blends in with them. There are definitely some action mechanics in it, and it does feel like it has gone back to the okay, just block and then you can immediately kill the person, which I know people complained about. I didn't really ever care. So I imagine it's probably more involved than that. That was what looked like a low-level enemy. But most of what is shown appeared to be the traditional kind of AC1, AC2 model of mission, where, in one, the stipulation was not to take any damage. I'm sure there are ones where there's don't be detected. Just watching it as a guided playthrough, immediately looking around at the map and kind of the different architecture, I was thinking of different ways to do the mission that I would try, as opposed to the person who was showing off the demo of it. And that's really great. I want to see something where it basically allows the player to tackle these missions any way they want, including for people who want to brute force it. There's no reason you can't have that. But I do like the fact that there does appear to be a renewed focus on the idea of, well, if you want to try to sneak your way through it and have no one see you, you will have the tools to be able to do that. There were distraction elements. There were plenty of environmental things that would allow you to kind of sneak around and try to, much of the one main mission that was shown was done where there was almost no detection, or at least it was, somebody saw you and you immediately took them out. So if that is in fact, and this trailer would certainly indicate that, if this gameplay trailer is misleading, boy, what a tactical error. And it just doesn't feel like that's what it is. It feels like this is meant to say, okay, we said we're going back to the basics of how this series started. Here is a trailer and some gameplay because it was all, I think, except for a couple of minor cinematics, it was all in-game footage showing how the game plays. This feels very much geared to say to people who miss that older style of gameplay that, yes, we're not just saying it's going to go back to that type of gameplay, but here's how it is that way. Because like I said, this could, and maybe this will be the foundation for a remaster of the first one. Don't be shocked if this exact same kind of basic engine and architecture is used to remodel AC1 and bring it out as a remaster, which I'd be happy to play. I would love to see them remaster it with modern graphics and a little bit of gameplay tweaking, but redo the first game, because it was a great game. It had its limitations, but a lot of that could be overcome with if they took these mission models and applied them to that game. But even as it is, it does look genuinely good, and it does look like they are working on being as faithful as possible to bringing back that older style of gameplay, while still, I'm sure, allowing for a more modern approach for people who may not have ever played those older games and may still want kind of a more action-y way of doing things. Hey, I'm fine with both approaches being in there. Player choice is the best type, so if there is the actual ability to do this entirely stealthy and go through there and slice everybody up, perfect, that's fine. So AC Mirage is looking really good. Watch that trailer. Let me know what you think. Later.